Welcome back to the channel. We spend a lot of time talking about celebrity homes and high net worth individuals, and I think that most people have a different understanding of what it's like to be in that financial bracket. So today, we're going to break down some financials to help you better understand how celebrities are spending for their homes. Let's jump into it. If you follow the channel for any length of time, you know that we have a tendency to talk a lot about celebrity homes, and we use this as a vehicle to get you, the listener, to be interested in learning about real estate, finance, and just having a good financial literacy background. Before I tell you about this celebrity's home and about some of the experiences we've had, make sure to click that subscribe button and comment if you have any questions. We answer them on a regular basis. So one of the things that we do whenever we show a lot of celebrities' homes that they want to buy is we have to understand that your celebrity home buyer is a lot different than you and me. And at the end of this, we're going to talk about Adele's recent purchase and how much she's spending a month on a mortgage payment so you can have an understanding of how monumentally different their financial world is than yours and frankly the average person around the world. So the first thing to know when you work with a celebrity is they have a tendency to obviously spend more. They are buying a way bigger home than most people, than you or I look at. So if you've seen any of these shows like Selling Sunset or, celebrity listing shows that might be out there, you'll notice that these celebrities are typically buying very, very large homes. And while that might be within their financial demographic, it's very rare to find somebody who has some level of notoriety who wants to live conservatively in a neighborhood that might be a little bit less expensive. And frankly, when you think about it from their context, they probably need things like private access or gated communities and stuff to restrict people from getting to them because of the notoriety. So it's a dual-edged sword. Once you get famous enough, you can't live where everyday normal people live without causing problems in the community and exposing yourself to things like the paparazzi. The next thing you'll find is that they have a tendency to be a little bit younger when they buy. Think about it in the context of Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift bought her first home before the age of 20 and owned, I want to say 4 or 5 by the time she was 20, the age of 20 alone. It was a monumental leap where most people would buy one home and be in it for a long time. That leads me to the next point when it comes to celebrities. The celebrities have a tendency not to get emotionally attached to properties. It's not uncommon for them not to have one home. They usually have one or more homes. So the way you and I think about our home as being the place where we store our wardrobe and have all these awesome things is not necessarily the way some of these celebrities that are really, really prevalent think about their homes. For example, it wouldn't be uncommon for a celebrity to have an East Coast home with a lot of clothes there and a lot of stuff that they can wear, and then a West Coast home with an entirely different wardrobe or some items that they may bring from their other home back and forth. But when you're bi-coastal or have vacation properties or have a property in and around your neighborhood that you have as a second home that you might use for other reasons, there's all sorts of weird different things that you as an individual won't need that the average person will need. And one of the things that happens over time is they don't get attached to those properties. So if they want to live in the new hip cool area, let's say Highland Park or something like that, wherever they are, they're going to go and move to Highland Park if, Preston Hollow has fallen out of favor in places like Dallas. Or if you're in Hidden Hills in Los Angeles, for example, where all the celebrities are moving to, you might leave Beverly Hills or Beverly Hills post office box addresses to do that. And they do so much more frequently than the average consumer. Layering on the complexities, they have a tendency to buy off-market deals. So if you're a celebrity and you want to stay outside the public domain, you don't want people to know that you're buying a property, you'll buy it off market. You'll find somebody who doesn't have a home listed on MLS, what was historically referred to as a pocket listing, or you may just knock on the door of somebody's property who you really, really want to buy it from and make an offer for them. That happens a lot more frequently in the celebrity world than it does in the consumer world. And that's largely because they have an ability to actually pay those prices and knock on a door. If I were to do that, I couldn't say I'm going to pay you $2 million over your property's value to buy it, but some celebrities can and will do that. The most recent example is Kanye West paid $421,000 over market for the property right across the street from his now ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. That's not something that most people could financially be able to afford to do, but yet he can do that with ease, and that property was actually bought off market. Last but not least, one of the things that the celebrity culture has really gotten weird with lately is the fact that they like weird amenities. And if you're a celebrity and you own a lot of cars, you're gonna need a big ass garage for all those cars. Or if you're a celebrity and you like high-end wine, you're gonna need a big ass wine cellar. And it's not common for celebrities to have things like art collections or really high-end toys or want a fully built gym. So a lot of the homes that they're looking to buy are very, very unique. So when you think about all the things I just told you in a bigger, broader picture, what does that mean? That means that celebrities are spending a lot of money on very unique properties. They're trading them much more frequently, and the properties that they're buying can be bought off market. So a great example of one that was actually on the market for an extended period of time, but is very, very unique, is Adele just bought Sylvester Stallone's old home in Los Angeles. Sylvester Stallone originally had it listed for $110 million, but unfortunately, he had to drop the price down to $80 million. It still didn't sell, and apparently the rumors are, and this home is still under contract at the time of this video, that Adele is buying it for $58 million. That's a lot of money. So let's break down the math a little bit to get into it. This home was a 1994 built, 15,401 square foot, 8 bedrooms, 10.5 bathrooms. It's still under contract, so that price is subject to the 3 contingencies that you have in most appraisals if they did their work right. So you're gonna have an inspection contingency, you're gonna have an appraisal contingency, and a financing contingency. And if you don't know what those are, there's tons of videos on this channel which explain what they are and how they can be impacting a purchase if you're in one. But let's assume Adele buys it for $58 million. What does that mean her payment's gonna look like? Let's say she puts 20% down, and it's highly likely she put more than 20% down, but if she put 20% down, that's $11.6 million she had to put down in cash to buy the property. Now, she'll get a loan of $46,400,000. Assuming a 4% rate for a massive loan of that size would probably not be unrealistic in today's economy. You're talking $221,000 a month in just principal and interest payments that she's gonna have to make every single month. Taxes on the property are somewhere around $60,000 a year, and insurance for properties of that size in that area can be very expensive and very, very costly. So I'm not even going to speculate on that. So what does that mean Adele's paying? Likely north of $230,000 a month for this $58 million property, assuming she only put down 20%. If she was savvy or had somebody tell her, hey, look, don't worry about the value going up and down. Let's get a 10-year interest-only loan. What's the lowest her payment would be? Likely interest-only payments are about $154,000 a month. It would save her $70,000 a month, but she wouldn't be paying down the principal over time. And if that home value were to fall below $58 million, assuming she buys it at that, she would then have to come out of pocket to bridge the gap if she were to ever sell the home. That would be a huge concern for someone like me and probably someone like you. But for a celebrity who can afford to take the economic loss, you pay interest-only payments in most cases because you can afford to not worry about it. Best case scenario for her at 20% down, $154,000 a month. That's a lot of money every single month to be able to pay your mortgage. And celebrities can live this lifestyle because of the reoccurring income they have and because they're constantly working. So celebrities like Adele, who's constantly touring, has music and royalty rights coming in, she may be able to cash flow that on a monthly basis from the things she's done and other things like investments. One of the most reoccurring themes you'll see now is that a lot of artists are starting to figure out in the music space that they can make more money doing things outside of music because they've figured out the cash flow is as lumpy as their ability and willingness to work. There's no passiveness to it. You can make 10, 20% royalties on a CD. Someone like Adele can do that by putting out her music, or she can negotiate a better cut for herself. But if she goes direct to consumers with something like an NFT, for example, she can control the ecosystem. But where's the real money made? It's not on the $10 per CD. It's on the $40 per ticket that they go touring, and everybody who goes to a concert brings a friend. So you'll find these artists are constantly touring because they've got bills like this. And that's only one of what is likely many homes for a celebrity like Adele. I hope this gives you some insight into what it's like as a celebrity to buy a home and some of the idiosyncrasies that they really have when they're looking to buy it, and the cost, which can be quite outrageous. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, please comment below. Check you next time.